Good afternoon, you guys. How you doing? I guess that's the most rhetorical of the rhetorical questions. Well, today, I got to go out and work on my first case, and it was really great. So yesterday, I got the case, and the first thing we do is go and look up as much information on the case as we can. I know I'm kind of paranoid. It's got to be tilted a lot farther that way than it looks like it should be. But anyway, so we enter all the data that we can into the case. All the stock statistics, the dimensions of the car, and that sort of thing. We can also take a pretty good guess at what caused the crash, or not what caused the crash, but the crash configuration, that sort of thing. And we can take a pretty good guess and get that in and not have to spend time on it later. And so yesterday I went and did all that and then left. This morning I came in and I had found the drivers of both the cars and their the owners of the cars, and there was a passenger as well, and just made sure that their addresses made sense and tried to verify them as best I could to their name. And so I had a stack of locations about this thick of people that I could possibly go visit. So I started out with the driver of the first car, and they were a bit farther south, so went there first. And actually there was a relative in the house, so I talked to them, and the driver was still in the hospital, but would be coming home that day, so okay, great. So I gave him my number and went and checked out the other ones. Now, usually what happens is you go and knock on a whole bunch of doors and nobody's home, and you leave a whole bunch of notes, and that's it, and you go and instead of just being able to knock on the two drivers, you have to go, they're not home, so you also have to go to the owners and hope that they're home, and they're not home, and so you have to go to this person, and it's just like this huge hassle. Well, everybody happened to be home, so I was able to talk to the people I needed to talk to. The driver of the first vehicle wasn't there, so I went and talked to the driver of the second vehicle, and they were there, and so I was able to get an interview and get a good lead on where the car was, because the car wasn't showing up in any of its normal spots. And then went back and talked. Oh, I went back, and on the way there I went and found the scene, and the scene was on the side of the tollway. So normally with tollway accidents, there's no evidence, and you just grab your camera and take pictures at the front window as you drive by, and that's about all you can do. And it's considered a substandard, beyond the researcher's control, because nobody can expect us to get out and walk in the middle of the tollway and take measurements and all this. So and I was expecting to just have to do that. Well, I actually saw a pretty good skid mark, and so I took some pictures in the car while I drove by, and then pulled over and walked back. And wouldn't you know, we had some really great evidence. The crash configuration is one car is on the side of the road, the other car comes by, hits the back of the car, and ends up in front of it. And there's a nice long skid mark going off the side of the road. Skid mark ends just before some oil leakage, and the other car was stopped for maintenance. Something was wrong with the car. I bet you while they were stopped, they dropped some oil. So we got some nice oil spots there. And then in front of it, down the road, where the police report said that the car who came in and hit the parked car ended up, there was a nice spill that looked just like radiator fluid. And so it was really cool to have an accident on the tollway that I was actually able to get out and take all the measurements I needed, and document all the evidence that's out there, and document the road, and it was just really satisfying. And So then I went and talked to the driver of the first car again, and he actually was home, but wow. Guy's talking to the passenger. I thought he was waving at me. The driver was home, but they were sedated because they just come home from the hospital. So, but talked to the relatives, and it seems like I'll be able to get an interview from that. So then I came back, and I know this is all really boring to anybody who hasn't done it, but I want to give you an idea of what a general case looks like. Then I came back, and I had gotten I wasn't able to find vehicle 2, the parked car. I wasn't able to find it. I found the first car. I know exactly where it is, and I'm going to be able to go inspect it, but I couldn't find the second car. So luckily, when I talked to the driver and the owner, I was able to get an insurance claim number, because the policy number is listed on the police report, but the claim number isn't. And it's the claim number that you really need to be able to get anywhere with the insurance company. And luckily, I had that. And so I was able to go and talk to somebody and able to find the car. It's really interesting, though, because they had a lot of trouble being able to find the car. Turns out it's at a particular salvage yard that has just merged with another salvage yard, and they're trying to consolidate their inventory and websites and everything. And so I was unable to find the car because they were having website problems. Turns out the insurance agency was unable to find the car because of the website problems, but they at least they knew where it should be, and so they rooted around there real nice and found me the car where it should be. So today I did all my interviews and yesterday I located one car, today I located another car. Tomorrow I hope to be able to... Boy, you're just an idiot. I'm telling you, these drivers out here have no idea what they're doing. Right, so tomorrow I should be able to go and do both inspections. They're in opposite directions, but hopefully the parked car was parked, so I only have to do an exterior. I don't have to do interior and safety systems and everything. So hopefully that'll go pretty quick. I'm going to obviously try to get my first car, because that's required. The second car is bonus. So I'll be able to get the first car done tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have time to go down and do the second car. And if that happens, I will be done with this case as soon as I finish data entry. How cool is that? Normally these cases can take quite a bit of time to track down all the loose ends. But it's actually really cool because my boss, I called my boss today to ask about something. This is my boss up at the regional office. And he said, "Oh, hey, have you finished your case yet?" I was like, haha, very funny. Because that would mean getting the case done in one day, which is impossible. I said, "No, you got to give me 2 days." And he's like, "What?" I said, "Until I finish the last bit of training, you have to give me 2 days. Then I'll get it done in 1 day." And he kind of laughed, and it was kind of haha funny. But hey, I may be able to do it in 3 days. How's that? I mean, that's pretty exciting to be able to wrap up my first case so quickly. And of course, most weeks you get 2 cases instead of just 1. But hey, I'll take it. It feels really, really good to find out that yes, I can actually do this job. I can do this and be productive and successful and all that good stuff. So, well, yeah, that's pretty much what happened today. I'll do another one of these tomorrow, letting you know if indeed I was able to get both of the cars done in 1 day, which would be really nice. Oh man, and then Friday we have to go do another tire study, And then next Saturday, we have to go do a tire study on Saturday. I mean, like, come on. It's the weekend. I don't want to... okay, well, you got to do it. And luckily, we are getting a small bonus for it, but it's kind of frustrating. Anyway, so that was my day. I hope you guys are doing pretty good. Leave a comment. Tell me how you're doing today. I generally get, I think, around 10 regular viewers. In the past, I've gotten 10 regular viewers, so I want 10 comments. Knowing how you guys are doing today. Alright, talk to you later.